Hello, welcome in. I'm going to be diving into some initiate level messages, and we're going to see what comes out on the table. Okay, if you're new here, I like to read the cards, but I also am very passionate about the ancient true usage of the tarot. So if that's something that interests you, I will be releasing several codexes. Probably said that wrong. Probably saying it like Kodai, right? It should sort of be said like that. But yeah, if you're into truly having power within this reality and, you know, doing yourself justice, living the way you always intended before you got here, then hit that subscribe button. Okay, I'm going to get into a main goddess energy now. Male or female, these are guiding energies. So let's have a look what's coming out. Okay, we've got Yeshi, Sogyal, Lady of the Lotus Born, embodiment is the deepest bliss, my body was made for enlightenment. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple more. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, I recognize suffering in order to release it, curiosity breeds compassion, and I'm getting that this is compassion for the self, right? I'm getting this vibe of there may be metaphysical versions of you. Now, to explain this, I've got to explain that every single version of us exists based on non-physical laws. So there may be versions of you that are activated via the consciousness that you may have kind of boxed away or haven't acknowledged, that want to be acknowledged by you. This could be to do with sexuality. This could be to do with something that may have brought you this false illusion, this false sense of shame, I'm getting, at some point in your life and for any reason. Whatever this is and whatever's caused it, they're saying it's all illusion, okay? That should really resonate with somebody, because there's a part of you that wants to be reintegrated into the fullness of your being. We've got Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. So I feel like you're going to be unleashing a part of yourself that you maybe haven't acknowledged or connected with in quite a long time. We've got Green Tara, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So this is about following the feeling of something here. And I'm getting this energy of, instead of closing a certain side of you out, you need to close out the outside world and truly connect with this part of yourself that they're telling me neglected, like you've neglected this side of yourself. And I feel like it's something sexual, and I feel like it's something that needs to be reintegrated into yourself. They're saying, forget about the words, forget about the labels, go back to the wilderness. And, you know, this is the wilderness within yourself, okay? They want you to forget about all words and labels, because the minute we label something, we reduce it down to the 3D, right? So there's something about that. I feel like someone's been demonizing themselves or, you know, ignoring a vital part of themselves. So we're going to see what comes out here. Reintegration into the body, acknowledgement. This is something erotic, and you know, everything roots back to the eros. Even Venus, it's all about that sexual energy. While we're in a flesh vessel, the bliss is expressed sexually. Now, of course, when we're etheric, we don't have flesh, so we just feel amazing 24/7. We don't need to eat for pleasure. We don't need to be sexual for pleasure, because we feel like that all the time. So, you know, on this planet, we are always striving to come back to the erotic state of being, really, to be blissful. That's essentially what the enlightenment is, right? But of course, you know, we look for many pathways back to source, and that's our job, to get closer and closer to love and closer to bliss. Okay, we've got the Three of Swords. So There's a part of you that you could have disconnected from at the end of a previous relationship, or due to something that hurt you somehow. We've got the Two of Wands here. Yeah, whoever this reading is for, there was a version of you that got left behind. They're showing me a turnpike, like you left part of yourself behind at a certain junction, right? Because of something hurtful. It's almost like you got separated from this version of yourself. Seven of Cups energy with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, something with your emotions, something was so confusing that you forgot or disconnected from a certain part of yourself here. High Priestess energy. And the Five of Pentacles. See, whatever version of yourself this was, and I'm getting that it could be painful to reconnect with this part of yourself. And this is an energy, right? This is an energetic version of yourself. This is quite hard to explain on a tarot reading. But you separated from part of yourself that got left behind at a certain junction. Now, to integrate this part of yourself again, there's this need to face the pain, to absorb the pain. Because when you reconnect with this energy, it's going to put you into that same emotion that caused the separation in the first place. But there's a necessity here to move through that energy as if you're walking through a hallway, to not get lost in the pain, to not get lost in that lens of consciousness when you re-access this version of yourself, because it's going to bring all of the energy with it, all of the energy you've tried to avoid, all of the energy that felt too painful, too confusing, right? This is something your psyche has done to try and protect the inner child, the most sensitive part of us, which is why I call humans cherubim, because we start off as babies and there are multiple versions of us. You know, every moment of every day we can become a different energetic version of ourselves, but there's a specific energy that needs to be reintegrated, because what your psyche has done, it's turned away from the pain. Now, to access your true power, you're gonna have to reconnect with that version of yourself. They want you to know that yes, it will feel painful, but don't get lost in it. It won't last forever. We can move through these energies and process these energies quite quickly and efficiently. But we have to have the gumption, and we have to be aware that energy is always shifting like a weather system. But you need to go back into this frame of mind, face it, feel it, and move through it. And this is, you know, this is going to be a lot easier than you think, you know. The fear is worse than the thing itself, right? And for someone, I'm getting this message, it's better to be sorrowful, it's better to be crying, it's better to be releasing energy, bawling your eyes out, than it is to be numb or disconnected or dissociated. It's better to feel it. And remember, you know, feelings, they are attached to the vessel. Your higher self doesn't feel those feelings. Your higher self is in a perpetual state of bliss and enlightenment. So this is about repaving the pathway back to your higher self, because it's like the bridge needs to be rebuilt, or you need to kind of throw a rope over to your higher self again. Something about you cutting yourself off from this specific version of yourself has, you know, it's kind of blocking the connection to your higher self just a little bit, you know. And I feel like whoever this reading is for, maybe you've been wondering why there's been stagnation, perhaps with your manifestations or what you're attracting in, or, you know, this needs to happen because your magnetism has been stunted, okay? And I shouldn't have to say don't take what doesn't resonate to adults, but, you know, don't take what doesn't resonate, right? Because, you know, this is somewhat of an initiated being reading. This is for someone who can understand what I say when I say there are multiple metaphysical versions of you, endless different metaphysical versions of you. We've got the Strength card here. This is about facing that part of you. Realizing that, you know, something about rejection, something about pain, and something about the inner child. They want you to not take it personally. As, you know, as hard as that can be, and as easy as that is to say, I don't just say these things. I've gone through many hallways of pain like this. And for someone like me, it's second nature because I'm very ancient. Once you do this once, it's going to release the flow of energy. And it's going to give you a lot more of your power back. There we go. Sun energy right next to the Strength card. This is about you getting back on the road, okay? Because right now they're showing me a road, you know, like in an apocalyptic movie where half of the road is missing or half of the bridge is missing. Yeah, it's because you need to go and grab this part of yourself that got so badly hurt. Now, I don't know how you're going to do this, but you can ask the universe. You can say, universe, can you flow me onto the pathway where I can reintegrate those lost parts of myself, those parts of myself that I have ignored, the parts of myself that you shut away to save me from pain. Could you please guide me to those versions of myself to reinstate the fullness of my being? Something like that, you know what I mean? Ask the universe, ask your higher self, and then relax, let the universe do the hard work, okay? No hard work. This is the thing with spirituality. People think it's got to be really studious and really hard work. Au contraire. It's very dichotomous, true spiritual work. And this is why so many people get stuck in labyrinths, in little chambers of the 3D, because they're trying too hard. Trying hard doesn't get you there. It's got to be a flow. It's got to be no rush here. I'm immortal. Maybe that's a key I shouldn't give, but you know, for those with eyes to see and the heart to feel, you will absorb what I've just said. For others, it will go straight over your head. We've got the Three of Cups here. It's funny, we've got two of these women on the card, and they've got, like, you know, what we would call normal faces. This one down here, which I find her very erotic with my plutonic ways, but look at her face, it's different. This is about pulling all those different parts of you back together. You're going to feel amazing once this clicks in, for whoever this is for, bringing all these different elements of yourself back together. 3. I'm hearing the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. They're giving me that symbolically. You could say the Mother, the Daughter, the Holy Spirit. You could say God, the higher self, and the human part of you. But there are 3 elements here that want to be working symbiotically. Like the pyramid, right? The strongest shape in nature. You could know who you are deep down with this High Priestess card, but maybe you've wondered why something hasn't been going quite right for you. If you've been guided to this reading, this is why. The same pain is nothing to fear. What there is to fear is not feeling. Not feeling is the only thing you should fear with this. You know, this is a kind of energy where maybe it would help you. You know how when we listen to certain songs, it brings up certain energies? This is why I love music, because each song is like a theatre. We literally connect our consciousness in with the music we listen to. It shifts our entire energy. No one can argue with anything energetic or non-physical when it comes to music. So they're giving me this reference of you know, finding all the songs that maybe you've avoided because they make you feel a certain way. Love songs, perhaps. Certain songs from a previous relationship or situation that make you feel a certain way. This is a very good way of getting those versions of you back activated in your consciousness, reintegrating them, having a good old cry, feeling what you feel, and knowing that those feelings are nothing to fear. You know, when we feel intense emotion, it can be quite scary because we feel like we need something. It can bring out our defenses. It can bring out our shadow. It can bring out a lot of things that we actually fear. And the only reason we fear that is because we live in a modern day society where we're constantly, almost by default, comparing us to what is seen as normal around us. And it's very subliminal, this. But they want you to reintegrate this, you know, perhaps through music. They're saying don't keep turning that song off, or don't keep avoiding that song. Face it, listen to it, have a good cry, and if it gets too overwhelming, turn it off. Okay, and the minute you turn that song off, bang, it changes the channel on the mind, right? You're in control, and you're a very powerful one with these energies. We've got this pyramid of the sun, the strength, and the high priestess. And again, this pyramid of ladies on the card, right? A pyramid of energies. Yeah, Queen of Swords with the Seven of Cups. This is feeling like maybe you had to avoid these feelings just to cope with whatever you were going through. You know, it's not easy to have certain things happen and still have to get up and go to work, and still have to look after the kids maybe, or still just have to, you know, go on with your responsibilities. So you had to do this out of necessity, you know. I don't want you to think this is a critical reading or anything like that. This is a reintegration of your power reading. I'm getting the energy of it's about time you did yourself justice. They understand, you know, Spirit understands that we got to do what we've got to do at the time, you know. Queen of Swords energy, you were hard. You had to keep going. You had to be tough. But they're saying now it's time for you to indulge yourself. Now it's time for you to have that compassion with yourself, to really get into that lovely high priestess energy, because I feel like until you reintegrate these energies, there's going to be somewhat of a stalemate, or a, you know, a bit of a stagnation. Stuck at the crossroads, right? Two of Wands. Stuck at the crossroads of pain. So this is about kind of heading towards the pain like a bull in a china shop almost, and being like, I ain't scared of no ghost. Do you know what I mean? And kind of like doing that. Let's clarify anyway. Let's see if we've got any more advice. There we go. 10 of Cups. Spirit wants you happy. Spirit wants you really happy here. Maybe there was a past situation that felt really happy for you, and there's something, oh, we all know what this feels like, don't we? Where we had something that our mind is like, that was the happiest I've been. And listen, there's more happiness coming in. The best is always yet to come. Yeah, whoever you are, Spirit wants your energy flowing. You know, they're showing me a big boulder in a river, like something about your essence, your vitality, your happiness, your life force needs to be reinstated. The flow needs to, they want you at full flow again. They want this river flowing, okay? They want you to have faith that the best is yet to come. 19 plus 8, leading back to 8. You are immortal. You're an immortal being. There we go. Look at this. 9 of Cups on the 3 of Swords. This is going to turn around quickly when you, they're saying laugh at your human ways. And this is about bringing the consciousness up out of the human condition and doing that initiated being work. Initiate level work. Show me the 7 of Cups. The Star and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like something happened where, okay, I'm hearing the word compounded. Something could have happened where something from your childhood was compounded by some situation, right? And it's blocked something out in your mind. The Star and the Queen of Pentacles. You're someone that they really want you to understand how powerful your energy is, how beautiful your energy is. With the Star and the Queen of Pentacles, you're not meant to be walking on a road that's half crumbled. Do you get what I'm saying? Your road is meant to be golden and smoothed and paved. I'm hearing you've got great work to do on this planet. Great work to do. And they don't want that work being stunted. They want you to open a whole new book, fresh pages of the book, knowing that you live in an immortal now moment and that the best is always yet to come because you conjure it up. Show me, Queen of Swords, Two of Cups. So yeah, I do feel like this is relationship wounding, you know, and I feel like this is carried on, it's tacked on past childhood, since childhood. The Moon. Could have been a lot of deception, could have been a lot of secrets. But you're somebody who, and this is the ironic thing about humans, I just saw 1717 on my clock. You know, a lot of these mere mortal adult males, when they find a real gem, for example, and you can reverse this, I'm sure this happens to men or whatever in all different contexts, but I'm going with the Queen of Pentacles energy that I'm picking up on here. A lot of these, you know, these adult males who have no devotion, honor, or respect because they've been put through absolutely zero ritual. They have not one shred of warrior energy in their whole body. They find a beautiful gem and they get jealous of you, okay? And they get power over you by deceiving you because they are silly. I don't even want to call them little boys. They are weak. They are not initiated in the ways of men. You're someone glorious. You're someone that Spirit wants you to be in your true positioning on your throne. And not let some silly little modern day adult male that they wouldn't even refer to as a man make you feel as if you're not glorious and you're not a star and that you're not God's highest creation. No. This is your world. Hermit energy. I'm hearing full focus on the self. You're someone with huge cabinets full of energy. You're someone with huge, great, a big vault full of beautiful energy that not many people have on this planet. And right now, something's keeping you shut out from it. So there needs to be full focus on the self. You are the number one priority. I feel like you're someone who puts other people first quite a lot. And now this is about you transforming, being born again, with your higher self leading the show. That's what Judgment's all about. The transformation of the spirit out of the mortal mindset and into the immortal mindset. Show me the Five of Pentacles. Someone wrote a comment saying, I'm immortal, ha ha ha. I don't know if they were trying to be jolly or cheerful or if they were taking the piss. I'm not sure. When I talk about immortality, I'm talking about the higher self, which is what tarot shows us. I'm not talking about the flesh. Of course, the flesh isn't immortal. I'm talking about the spirit. Your spirit's strong. Whoever this reading is for, your spirit is very strong, which is why you were strong enough to completely push away certain feelings and certain versions of yourself. Yeah, I've done that too. You have to be very powerful to do that, right? Queen of Swords. This is no joke. This is not like, oh, I was weak and I pushed away a version of myself. Oh no, quite the opposite. You were strong enough to push away that version of yourself and lock it away and get on with what you needed to do. Make no mistake about it. You've got a strong force of will, and now they just want you to put that strong force of will and all the gifts. I'm hearing ancient gifts, all the beautiful energies. I'm hearing remedies. Showing me a potion bottle with what looks like a champagne gold elixir, but thick, opaque, fluid, beautiful. Almost like a champagne, silvery gold nail varnish, but it's not nail varnish. But you get what I'm saying here. You're one of the strongest ones, okay? Because not many people could close off that version of themselves. But now it's time to go through a doorway and get all these things reintegrated back into your being. I hope this reading's making sense because this isn't going to be for everyone, okay? Ace of Cups, there we go. Ace of Cups with the strength. Connecting to the true immortal love that's available straight from God, straight from the crown chakra. getting that river flowing again, right? Meeting other versions of yourself face to face. And I feel like you're going to be chuckling. I feel like when you release this emotion, you know, it can come out as laughter. You could find a freezing cold bath rather helpful. Because when you go in a freezing cold vat of water, it can make you giggle. It can release tension from your body. They're also giving me the reference of sitting in church. You know, you might sit in church quietly, alone, not in a Sunday service, but you know, or any kind of temple, but they're specifically giving me the energy of the Christ. Now, you can sit in a church and the energy will come to you, okay? And it's quite trippy when Jesus merges with your soul and he's in your mind, he's in your consciousness. It's quite trippy, but it releases a lot of tension also. It really does. It's like he's wringing out a tea towel of tension and pain in your soul because he just understands. He just loves, understands, loves. It's really hard to explain, but there's something about that for someone that could help somebody. Tower with the sun. This work's going to be so much easier than you know, may have envisaged. This is going to be easy for you. You're a very strong soul. It's going to be 10 times easier reintegrating this part of you than it was chopping it off to begin with, if that makes sense. Yeah, you're going to be laughing. You're going to be loving life. There we go. 3, and they're giving me 3, 3, 3 with the 9 of Pentacles, right? 3, 3, 3. Fully integrated, the road being repaved, finding your roots, blossoming again. And the 9 of Pentacles is all about getting that sovereign nature really fully integrated into your vessel, into your now moment, so that you may blossom, okay? Wow. I really do hope this has helped somebody, and I really do hope that I've explained this properly. You are destined for happiness, my darling. Let yourself be guided by your own higher self, by your ancestors, by your spirit guides. And I do hope this has helped. Lots of love.